CCT member, we don't want to waste time because you have been here for a very long time. So we came to court because Public Protector found that Pravin Gordhan and his friends, Ivan Pillay and Mahashule and them, established illegal intelligence unit in SARS. That unit is known as the Rogue Unit and gave instructions that the president must discipline Pravin and that relevant state institutions, including parliament, must take the necessary action. Now Pravin brought the public protector to court and he says the remedial actions which are binding of the public protector must be interdicted. Now the EFF says it must be only with proper, clearly outlined reasons as to why the remedial actions of the public protector must be interdicted. Because if you can interdict willy-nilly the remedial actions of the public protector, then we can as well just close that office. Because without implementation of remedial actions of the public protector, that office will not be able to serve ordinary people who cannot afford the lawyers to go to court. So if you are a gogo and SASSA is not paying you the money, and you go to a public protector because you don't pay anything when you go to public protector. Public protector then rules and says, SASSA must pay you the money because you qualify to get the money. SASSA can come to court and apply to interdict that remedial action of the public protector. And you won't be able to come because you don't have money, you can't afford. So as a result, then you will not be paid that money until the review application of SASSA is heard. And that review application can be heard after 3 to 4 years. You know how the court works. Postpone and postpone and postpone. Before you know it, 5 years is gone. Zuma is a typical example of how a matter can drag in court forever and ever. So we are saying, if you interdict the remedial action of the public protector, you are effectively closing that office. We don't care about Mukhwebane. Whether she's credible or not, that's none of our business. Our business is that office. Once it has taken remedial action, you must implement those remedial actions. And those who are offended by those remedial actions can apply to court to review the decision of the public protector. So Pravin Gordhan behaves like an untouchable politician in South Africa. So the EFF goes after the untouchables. Once you create an impression that no one can touch you, we come after you. Because no one must be above the Constitution. No one should be above the courts. Our courts must interpret the law and stop watching the news. The courts cannot take decisions on the basis of political analysts on 404, 405, and 403. Let the judges treat everyone equal. We heard and we respect what the Constitutional Court said yesterday about Mukhwebane. We respect that. But this is a different case. Pravin did not build a case against the public protector on this one, and therefore he doesn't deserve the interdict against the public protector. So Cyril Ramaphosa must stop being a coward and act against Pravin, because Pravin is not above the law. Pravin, they formed illegal intelligence unit, ye follower, Barmamela illegally, Barmamela NPA, Barmamela Discopion illegally. Only the national intelligence has got the power to intercept phones of people and listen to other people. Even them too, they can't do that without a judge's permission, designated judge. So SARS and Pravin followed every enemy of Pravin. If Pravin doesn't like you, they listen to your phone illegally. They follow you illegally. So now we brought them here to court that these people have violated the constitution, and therefore Pravin must be disciplined by the president. And discipline means a simple thing: he must be fired. Pravin doesn't deserve to be a minister. Now, all these white people, all these Indians have come out in defense of a constitutional delinquent. Why? Because he is Indian. If it was you, an African, who was found to have done the same things that Pravin did, they were not going to think twice. When Malusi Kigaba was found lying, they showed him the door. When the former minister of Ntantanene said he lied, they showed him the door. When public protector found now against Cyril Ramaphosa, some of the white journalists were beginning to say, it looks like Cyril must also take responsibility. Why? It's an African brother. If it's an African and the African is found guilty, there is no second guessing. He must go. But if it's a white or a deputy white, no, there is something wrong. Pravin is the one who's fighting corruption. Pravin is not the president of South Africa. We know the president of South Africa to be the one who's fighting corruption. Pravin did not contest any elections here. Pravin was never elected by anyone. Therefore, he can't claim to be an authority that fights corruption in South Africa. He says the EFF is fighting me because they are in the state-owned enterprises corruption. We are not in that nonsense. We are not involved in any corruption of state-owned enterprises. That's why if we are involved in state-owned enterprises corruption, Pravin went to State Capture Commission. Why didn't he tell Zondo that EFF is captured, is part of the capture? He now says EFF is part of the capture because the EFF is the only party in South Africa that is not scared of white people, that is not scared of Indian, that is not scared of powerful people. We take on the powerful, and we are not scared of Pravin. Anyone that says EFF is involved in state capture, Zondo Commission is open. Go there and raise the names like Zuma did with all the spies in the ANC. Go to the commission and tell them Malema is involved in state-owned enterprises, state capture and all of that. He can only say that nonsense on the streets here. He can't say it in the commission. Why? Because we'll apply to question him. When? We are not in denial. Denial company government is collapsing under the ANC, under Pravin, under Cyril that company is collapsing. SAA is collapsing. Prasa is collapsing. Transnet is collapsing. And Abapaleva Barafa, Bar EFF. There is no EFF. People are never touring the company. They are failing to lead those state-owned companies. When they fail, they look for EFF. No, there is EFF here. They are hallucinating. They are dreaming. We are going to take them on one by one. Why? We are an opposition party. Our job is to oppose Cyril Ramaphosa. If you love Cyril Ramaphosa, go and join the ANC. That's where Cyril Ramaphosa is loved. There is no love for Cyril Ramaphosa in the EFF. You love Ramaphosa in the EFF, you are conflicted. We have no friendship with Ramaphosa. We are not going to give Ramaphosa roses. We are going to give him hell. And we must know that. And all his supporters must know that. Why? We are an opposition. Not just an opposition, effective opposition. Har control the Makua. Har control the rebate. The members of the EFF. We voted for EFF, 1.8 million people. Go back to Parliament over Rita Pulalabati. That's what we are doing in that Parliament. If you voted for us to be seated with Ramaphosa, we don't care what Pravin says, what Ramaphosa says. We want to remove Ramaphosa as a president. That's our job as EFF. We want to remove the ANC as government. That's our job. That's why we formed a political party to contest for state power. We want to be the government of South Africa. How are you going to be government of South Africa? Ramaphosa. Ukara utsiburu nyageni. Wala utarala uskaye maso. Straight, you support EFF. Utsiburu EFF in Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa's baby. You support EFF. Utsiburu EFF has got no ally with anyone in the ANC. You have no alliance with the ANC. The opposition. To expose the corrupt ANC. Look at what the ANC is doing under Cyril Ramaphosa. Babu Laya Office ya Public Protector. I never thought I would live for a day where that office is being destroyed. Now that office is destroyed by people who say they are open for transparency, for the Constitution, they are accountable, they are fighting corruption, yet they are destroying, they are closing down that office of the public protector. Let them close it, and they are not going to close that office of the public protector with the help of the EFF. And when we refuse, we don't refuse to win a case here. We don't care what a white judge is going to say. We are not doing that for now. We are doing that for generations to come. That when they destroy our democracy, when they close down institutions that are fighting corruption, we oppose them. It's for principle. Principle is very expensive. They are going to win. They are going to say, pay this cost, pay that cost. They are going to chase us. They are going to victimize us. but we must die with our boots on. We are taking on the powerful. Never forget that Pravin is highly connected. Pravin meets with judges. Pravin met Nugent, who was chairing a commission on SARS, met secretly with a judge, never told anyone until that was exposed in the commission. If we had not exposed his meeting with Nugent, we will not have known that Pravin meets with judges. Don't be shocked. If you are not ready, then you must start preparing yourself. We are fighting the powerful, the most established. Nadir Makaji, even in this court, we are not expecting anything. But she must know that if she rules against us, we are petitioning Constitutional Court directly. We are appealing to the Constitutional Court. We want the Constitutional Court to once more say they don't care about this office. It's not about Mukweban. That's why we welcome the decision of the Constitutional Court on Mukweban, because we warned about that case long time ago. We said to her, we think you have gone overboard, you are dangerous. We told her. If Mukobani had lost this case like Nobari up at a lady cost, if we had not warned her and we were agreeing with her, we were going to pay for a cost. But on this case of Absa Reserve Bank, we told her, you are wrong. We disagreed with her. And disagreeing with her today does not mean we can agree with her tomorrow. It's case by case. There is nothing inconsistent about that. That's how democracy works. We agree with these ones today, tomorrow we disagree. The issues are different. We supported Pravin when Zuma fired him. Today we don't support Pravin. Why? There is a funding against him by the public protector. When we were supporting him, there was no finding by the public protector. It's as simple as that. Don't allow the small brains to tell you that you are flip-flopping. It's a problem of non-thinkers. We treat with fools. A lot of fools who can go past even the simplest test. Babata will get out expect. Pravin served under Zuma government. Pravin and Ramaphosa today, they say it was 9 years of waste. Yet they were part of that 9 years. No one says to them, you are flip-flopping. Why were you in that government? Why today you are fighting Zuma? Because it's Pravin. Now Ramaphosa found guilty by the public protector. Millions and millions of money went into accounts and exchanged accounts and all that. All of them because it's Ramaphosa. Hey, leave it. You must ask yourself a question. Well, if those millions were in Malema's account, what were they going to say? Stop listening to hypocrites who don't follow any principle. They follow their favorites. Ramaphosa had an obligation to declare the money to Parliament. He knew there was money raised for him. He was aware, public protector says, there is even evidence where Ramaphosa acknowledges the money, addresses dinners to ask for that money. Still, he doesn't declare it in Parliament. He doesn't tell his principal Zuma about the money. It's not public protector who started the issue. It is the DA which started the issue by complaining to public protector. Now the funders of the DA and the funders of Ramaphosa are now saying to the DA, Nalia Papa, man. Why did you complain about one of our own? Public protector rules in DA's favor. Bamurogara are in their favor. They are fighting against the favorable ruling. Why? They've got the same masters. Who are their masters? White monopoly capital. That is the same capital that put money in Ramaphosa's CR17 campaign. We want the list of people who have put money in that account. We want to know who they are and what do they stand to benefit. We want this white monopoly capital that behaves like is holier than thou, that they are not corrupt, they are not involved in politics, yet they are financing politicians to take over power and ultimately take over our country. We have a problem, comrades. White capital is fighting. We are not part of Zuma Fight Back campaign. We are not part of Zuma's people. We are continuing with the work we started with Zuma. We said to Zuma, suka endleleni asile nawe silwana mabhono. We said to Zuma, when you are an irritation, stand on the side. The real fight is now against white capital. Who is white capital? The Oppenheimers, the Rupert. We are not part of that mess. We don't take anything from white capital. We have never asked anything from white capital. We are not friends with white capital. Arbanyaki Rupert. Magano sponsor and the Buka, but deputy president Yarena Baragalabona. They can't prove anything. Why? They want to use our deputy president to avoid accountability of Ramaphosa and Pravin Gordhan. Nagino Tebe Rupert. Lamofoni Nagaskara Logan. The Tamofoteki Shasa the first. Or Wanamkala Walaho. As a playground. Those are the people we fight against. The people who've got the wealth, the land of our country which they received. One, because they are white and apartheid benefited them. Two, because they stole it. The wealth they have is a stolen wealth from Africans, and we want it returned in the hands of the rightful owners. They are dangerous black people in this country who are advancing the agenda of the white man. Cyril Ramaphosa, Pravin Gordhan, Trevor Manuel, Tito Mboweni, and Musimaiman. Those comrades are dangerous. And there is a 702 blacks who all of them sound like Musimaiman when they call 702. But when they are with us, they speak like us. So they don't know what they want. Be aware of a black man who's doing a white man's job and pretending that he believes in that cause because they are paid for doing it. Be aware of rented blacks who clap hands when one of our own goes down, wrongfully so. We are not saying all of African is inherently progressive, but we are saying when one of our own goes down, it must be justifiable. We don't need corrupt Africans. If you are an African and you are corrupt, you are not an African. You are just a non-white. You are not part of us because we don't harbor amongst us people who steal from the poor of the poorest. Comrades, we are fighting capital. capital is not going to fight through giving us roses. It's going to fight very hard. We must be prepared, because this fight happens in the offices, in the dark rooms, at night, in secret meetings. Some of these conspiracies, you may not even be able to touch them, but you ought to prepare yourself psychologically. If you are found weak, you won't survive this battle. It's the battle of the brain. A lot of journalists are in the pocket of Jamnandas. A lot of journalists are doing the work of the cabal. We are not fighting Indians. Don't just go around seeing Indians or Praveen. There are a lot of Indians who are progressive. A lot of them. Don't confuse our fight with Praveen to be meaning a hatred on Indians. Praveen has been engaged in the struggle against progressive Africans from the 80s. Yes. Destroyed them, character assassinated them, and declared many others sellouts because he could not control them. He's not starting today. We are continuing with the battles that Winnie Mandela fought in the 80s. We have inherited those battles. We will defeat them on behalf of our leaders. We are not going to fail our leaders who were destroyed by Praveen Gordhan. The gloves are off. So Lima Paila must know, for the Communist Party, give my chance. Communist Party is a beneficiary of a state capture. They served in a cabinet of a state capture. Those rejects, who played little Jeremy Kurumi, Thabo Mbeki rejected them. They are the beneficiaries of Jacob Zuma, and Jacob Zuma presided over the state capture. That makes them two beneficiaries of the state capture. Blade was never a minister under Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki Promin was never a minister under Thabo Mbeki. They all became ministers under Zuma. Mamutabanyaka lecturer Rena about corruption, the most corrupt bastards of Communist Party. We are not scared of them. We will never be intimidated by the Communist Party. And we are not scared of them ideologically, politically, and otherwise. We can match them toe to toe. They must never think we are scared of them. We are not those ANC people who are forever traumatized by Communist Party. We don't care about the Communist Party. In any way, there is no Communist Party in South Africa. There is a faction in the ANC called a Communist Party. They use that party to negotiate positions for themselves. There is nothing communism about all of them. Since Joe Slovo, which other policy did the Communist Party advance? They ended up with the Slovo clauses which sold out our land to these white people. So Communist Party can't match the EFF. They must stop hiding through the curtain of the ANC. If they think they are our match, let them register to contest elections. Let's go and test our support on the ground and see who South Africans prefer between Communist Party and the EFF. They can never prove their support. We can prove it. 1.8 million. They can't say the same. They tried in Metimahulu, they failed this man. So Lima Paila is a chance taker. Urata Bujabatware, we exile, higher exile. We kantle ka 1991-92. Busoli ke bona we were sent to go and greet the returnees. Ke bona na ba yo dumedisa batho ba bua mo South Africa. Mara every time I got green urujo MK. Can I like to that green and also how MK? There is nothing MK about you. If you are not MK Solima Paila, tell us who was your commander. In the local campaign you see in exile. It's a now propose about Orojo MK, you know, threaten about what this. Narrative about chance taker or survivor. Solima Paila survives through conspiracy. Uratampele sebo, alibitale sebo arki intelligence. Akata mamo Arab later, hey, ugo kai kibatla brief akantongo very agent. Later ya come, what's happening? Malema was addressing people in Pretoria. No, there's nothing intelligence about that. Nariberega ni Solima Paila, Harikoisa Zuma. When we were going to remove Zuma, we were working with Solima Pai. Today we are useless. Today you call us names. We were working with Derek Hanekom. Derek Hanekom is the one who gave us a list of ANC MPs who are going to vote with us against Zuma in the motion of no confidence. Derek Hanekom. Mariplota Zuma ni Solima Paila. Today he says all types of things. Barry Ganekom says we are fascist and calls us names. Why did he work with fascism to remove Zuma in parliament? Barry Ganekom was preparing the exit of the ANC. Barhabaka loser. I hope SG still have those conversations with Derek Hanekom. We've got them where Derek says to us, if these people win, we are going to form a party. And then today he wants to pretend as if he's a loyal member of the ANC. Aribulele conspiracy as Zuma-tory evidence. Derek Hanekom worked with the EFF to collapse Jacob Zuma, his own president in parliament there. We work with him. The same thing with Solima Pai. And a karu kitio karu sophisticated Solima Pai. Kare phone like a signal. Hey, apeka kwa umobar tele dizikere was careless. Sinano intelligence. When it suits them, EFF is progressive. When you argue against them, this is fascism. Don't listen to them. They are racist. Racists who are working with an Afrikaner old man who expelled us from the ANC for the sake of South Africa, for the protection of South Africa. We had to work with the man who expelled us. Put aside the differences and said, let's save South Africa. Because it's never personal. Today, Tamana na Rutarukuja nonsense. We're not scared of Africanness. This is our land. This is our country. We are not here to protect. We are not here to protect the CCM Kweba. We are here to protect the office of the public protector. The powers of that office must be protected. Why? So that even when Mukwebane leaves, whoever finds that office must find it intact with its powers intact. The incumbent. The law must be consistent so that even when the incumbent leaves, those who come after that incumbent, they then suffer the law which was made out of hatred of the incumbent. Let us be consistent in the protection of the law. That's what we did when Zuma was in power. We came here, protected that office. We are here today again to protect that office. We never wanted to protect Tulima Dunte. were never in cahoots with Julius. We came to protect the office because we knew that if Zuma succeeds to destroy that office, Julie is leaving. Whoever comes in will not find an office intact. We are more interested in the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, not people. Whether you are ugly, whether you are beautiful, whether you dress nice or not, it's immaterial. We want the office. Let the office of the public protector be protected. Who is going to protect the public protector? We must ask that question, and the answer is we, the public, must protect her, even if it means protecting her against herself. We must do that because we love that office of the public protector. Fighters take the insults. Listen, they always do that. When we start something bad, they insult us. Why? We are far ahead of them. We are ahead. When we started with Zuma, they said the same things they are saying today. They said the same things they are saying today. They are creating a mini God in Jamnandas. And we are not going to have a God called Jamnandas. God called with all different names. There is no name of God called Jamnandas. You can try Shukwenbi, and there is nothing Jamnandas about God. And therefore Pratim is not God. He will never be our God. Yes, he will never be our ancestor. So he needs to know that. So let's go and work the ground. We are going to a conference in December. Go and renew the membership. Go to the branches. Let's get delegates so that we go and strengthen the EFF in our second National People's Assembly. We must go and consolidate the EFF. You are not a fighter if you don't have a branch. If you are here and you call yourself a fighter, yet you don't have a branch, you are not a fighter. You are a fellow traveler. A fighter belongs to a branch, and not a branch which is weak, a powerful branch that exists throughout, help people with problems. When there's a problem of water, you must be there. When there's a problem of houses, you must be there. When there's a problem of unemployed, you must be there. When they refuse children with reports in schools, you must be there. An active branch of the EFF is the solution to the problems of black people. Where there is no EFF, but Barnaba Sokola, Baja Advantage, Makansala ANC, Aranyata, Ebubara Ucheja. Why? There's no one fighting for them. Go establish a branch, not for conference only, for fighting for black people. Why? We are the only party that fights for black people unashamedly. We make no apology. Why is it so? Because it is only black people who are oppressed. Therefore, we are fighting for the oppressed. Economically, we live under oppression. Not only economically, even politically. The only right we have is voting. After voting, we are all subjected to the periphery by the ANC politicians. Let's go and build a functional, strong branch of the EFF. The battles ahead are going to require a strong branch. We want, when we say fighters to war, the soldiers must respond to the ground. You can't declare war if there are no soldiers on the ground. We need ground forces. We need to consolidate, because I can see that we are going to have to confront this white capital. Because when everything else fails, the masses will have to rise in defense of their own country. We can never, not once again, surrender our land and our country to the Stellenbosch mafias and their puppets in the ANC. We must fight for this land. We are using the court, we are using parliament, we are using all platforms of the struggle to fight for this country. And if need arise, we shall respond accordingly. Arichabentwa. Wamadi ariachao. Richaba ufeino. Because Aragaya Rai Babu Barbishor Kemanga winning or Wula win. Ricoveto. Win. And we are going to win this war. We may lose some battles. Don't lose focus. The war will be won. With you on the ground, consolidating the ground forces, always ready to attack white monopoly capital and the puppets of white monopoly capital. Victory is certain. No surrender, no retreat. We shall overcome. Amanda! Amanda! Aye, Mr. Ramaphosa! Aye, Mr. Ramaphosa! Aye, Mr. ANC! Aye! Panzi Pravin Gordhan, Panzi! Away, Pravin Gordhan, away! Away, Pravin Gordhan, away! Amanda! Amanda! I know my